Eu sou de Manaus, né? E trabalhava numa fundação de sustentabilidade na Amazônia. E é muito triste você ver como as pessoas são ignorantes em relação à Amazônia. A Amazônia, 50% do Brasil é Amazônia. E se você perguntar, nós somos brasileiros aqui na maioria, quantos já visitaram a Amazônia? Pouco. Então as pessoas, elas falam e elas nunca nem pisaram na Amazônia.
This is not a new thing. This has been going on for a while, and something that aggravates even further is people's ignorance. People don't know what's going on. They don't believe on the news. So it's really important that we raise awareness and that we inform people as much as we can to make people realize that we're destroying a good resource that is vital not only to Brazil, but to all of the world, because it regulates our climate, our rain patterns.
Bom, a gente está aqui reunido, né, todos nós protestando contra o que está acontecendo na Amazônia. O que vocês acham disso? O que vocês acham que isso influencia o mundo de forma geral e como é que a gente pode modificar isso? Qual a opinião de vocês?
As sanções econômicas, elas são importantes. O Bolsonaro é aquilo, ele conseguiu unir o mundo para ser o Brasil praticamente o primeiro país a sofrer sanções econômicas por questões ambientais, né?
Sim.
Então, assim, pelo menos ele conseguiu unir o mundo, né? A gente estava vendo hoje de manhã notícias sobre a Europa e a Venezuela estão se pronunciando com a mesma ideia sobre alguma coisa.
E como é que tu acha que, enquanto Brasil, usando da sua soberania, como é que o Brasil poderia modificar? Porque, na tua opinião, o que causou esse fogo?
Bolsonaro já avisava, eu não ligo pra Amazônia, a Amazônia, desmatamento é problema de vegano, né? Vou tirar a verba do Ibama, vou demitir o cara do INPE, vamos, né? Então, assim, o melhor jeito de resolver o problema, não só da Amazônia, mas do Brasil, é tirando o Bolsonaro.
Se os países pararam de comprar gado e soja brasileiro, na hora você vai ver como é que a Amazônia vão querer preservar, vão mudar, porque é muito dinheiro envolvido no agronegócio brasileiro.
É muito conivente, é muito fácil você só falar assim, não é no meu quintal. Mas você vê o pessoal de Roraima sofrendo pra caramba, você vê o pessoal do Amazonas sofrendo, o pessoal do Pará sofrendo.
We are here protesting against the fire in Amazon. What do you think? How do you think this will influence Canada or the world in general?
I think it influences Canada a lot. Like 20% of the oxygen of the world comes from the Amazon, and like by letting it burn, like it affects the whole world, not just Canada and like Brazil. Like this is a global issue that more people should be caring about.
Yeah. Well, did you hear that our Prime Minister Justin Trudeau is going to the G7 and also the President of France? They are going to talk about what's happening in Amazon. What do you think about all this political game that's happening around the world? How can Canada change that as well? How both of us as Canadians can influence that?
Canada can like do a lot. I think for like solidarity, especially the people of Canada can do a lot. And I do think it's good that Justin Trudeau and that is having these meetings, but I don't think it's enough with their actions that they do outside of these political games.
Well, thank you very much for your attention. Thank you for being here with us.
We're not directly having meat from Brazil, but chances are the beef that you eat is fed by soy planted on Amazon soil. So it's really important that you guys research information from where are the food that you're eating coming from and how your daily choices may impact something so important for us like the Amazon rainforest. Anybody else?
And this is also only for
fire now. How much damage is happening?
yeah. So the fire now is about 74,000 of fires in Amazon right now. So it's really crazy.
Yeah, and I'd like to reinforce that there is a point of no return because the Amazon forest soil is not fertile at all. It only stays like this because of the environment. Like the trees, they are always nourishing the soil. There comes a point that most of the trees are gone. There's no way to recover it.
Yeah, the soil is very thin, so the trees basically hold the soil, and it's affects the biodiversity because one plant feeds other plants and then they reciprocate. So once you have a monoculture, it turns to dust in about 2 or 3 years. That's why they keep encroaching, because it doesn't last very long.
And
so that's the problem.
Also, it's very important to point out that 80% of the clearings of the Amazon for agricultural purposes, those lands, 80% of those are, you cannot produce anything. So what is the point of clearing more land if we're gonna just use it for 2 or 3 years, as he said, and then it's done, and then we can't use it anymore. So again, I ask everyone to be mindful because we have a shared responsibility to this. Our daily choices do impact what's going on there, so everybody please take a minute in your life to reflect on how are you actually contributing to this, because everyone here is, and we should do something to change that.
Save the Amazon! 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 Save the Amazon!
Many other minerals and other things that they are trying to explore, and they cannot because those sources are inside, inland of the indigenous, of our First Nations. Okay, so they are killing our First Nations, literally, they are killing our First Nations. Children, women, old, young, chiefs, whatever. They are killing everybody. They are just thinking of money. And that's exactly what they are saying. They are saying that the NGOs are searching for the money. And so they are manipulating the whole truth. And that's what really upsets us.
You're blaming the enemy.
No.
Todas essas espécies vão morrer, talvez espécies que a gente nem descubra, assim, comunidades indígenas que a gente talvez nem saiba que existem.
Nem tiveram contato com
civilização
ainda,
vão ter um contato com o fogo.
Estão queimando, exato.
Então assim, o fogo é uma causa humana. As queimadas nas proporções que elas são na Amazônia são de causas humanas. Não um período de seca, não é queimada,
não é
uma queimada criminosa mesmo na Amazônia.
Tansei, asking Ada Kane Nimitoin. Hello, my name is John Hart, or my spirit name is Green Spirits Dancing. I am an Indigenous person in Canada, and so with that, I am here today to protect the Amazon. This issue is particularly important to me as an Indigenous person. Why? Whenever these issues surrounding the environment come out, whenever a colonialist government tries to stake their claim on our lands, it is always Indigenous people who stand up to fight first, and it is always Indigenous lives who are the first to be taken. With this issue in the Amazon, we have the Mapuche people standing up against Bolsonaro, standing up against the colonialism taking place in Brazil, and what's happening? Bolsonaro is torturing, is raping, is killing these people. He is torturing and killing these Mapuche children, these Mapuche babies, my cousins, my brothers, my sisters. Their lives are worthless to him, and their lives are worthless to those who support Bolsonaro. Now, with the Amazon rainforest burning down at the rate it is, this is not natural. This is not some freak occurrence. This was very deliberately done by the Bolsonaro regime, by the Brazilian regimes before him. Why? Resource extraction. Why? Development. They don't care about what earth they're making, what earth they're saving, as long as they have money in their bank accounts. They don't care who they have to pillage, who they have to rape, who they have to kill, as long as they get their check at the end of the year. Now, this isn't just my issue. This isn't just an Indigenous issue. This isn't just a Brazilian issue. This is all of our issues. The Amazon rainforest creates 20% of the oxygen we breathe. That's 20% of the world's oxygen. It doesn't matter how much money in your bank account you have if you have no air to breathe. It doesn't matter how much you can make, how much you can exploit in a year if you have no vegetation to eat. It doesn't matter who you are, you cannot escape this. This is just as much your issue as it is any of ours. Now, what has Canada done to stand up against this? Nothing. What has Trudeau done to stand up against this? Nothing. Trudeau has been silent on this issue And in terms of Bolsonaro, he's done nothing but to support his presidency. The fascist Bolsonaro, our Trudeau, our Canada supports. Is that the Canada you want to see? One that stands up for the murdering of people around the world, for creating a future none of us can live in. My mom said something perfect this morning to me. As someone who's going into university, she asked me, why I plan not to go today, and she asked me, why not go? Because if we don't stand up to the issues at university, you're gonna be studying for a future you don't have. You're gonna be trying to find a job that you won't have. You're gonna be trying to create a family and have children that you won't have. Why? There will be no water, there will be no air, there will be no future for us and any future children we plan on having. So I encourage you, each and every one of you, find organizations like Greenpeace, like Save the Amazon, like Amazon Watch, working every day with indigenous communities to stop things like this from happening. We need to stand together. This is our issue. This is the earth. We have no second option. This is our future. So, why, like I said, why study? Why work? Why try and relax for something that won't exist? We cannot replace the Amazon rainforest. We cannot replace the trees in any time that will save us. So this is an issue of our lives at stake. So, I call on all of you, whether you be with us, whether you be against us, whether you be standing out there in the audience right now, save the Amazon! 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 Save the Amazon!
Tu ouviu falar do Dia do Fogo que aconteceu e o que tu acha que isso influenciou no que está acontecendo agora conosco na Amazônia?
Eles foram apoiados por alguém, eles se sentiram empoderados por alguém, né? Porque eles fizeram isso hoje, agora, e quem deu essa coragem para eles, né? Então, assim, queimada sempre existiu, sempre vai existir.
Sempre existiu em pequenas porções.
O Brasil sempre tentou, nunca fez demais, ninguém nunca fez demais pela Amazônia, mas ninguém nunca fez tanto contra a Amazônia. Né? Ninguém fez muito para proteger, mas ninguém fez tanto para acabar com ela.
Can you tell us about the importance of what's going on and what people should know about it as well?
Okay, it's very important to understand that the media is not giving enough attention to this. It's really important also because the Amazon rainforest is responsible for absorbing 20% of the carbon dioxide that is released into the planet. Also, it's important to regulate the climate, the rain patterns and all of that. So it's really a global concern and we all should be talking about it. We should not let this subject die off. And we have been seeing a staggering increase in fires in the Amazon. That's why we're gathered here today to protest against that and claim back what's ours.
And what do you think needs to be done here, both in Brazil and from the outside, the communities, the international community?
Okay, so first of all, I find that it's extremely important for people to be aware that their daily consumption do impact what's going on in the Amazon. Either they're from Brazil or not. We live in an interconnected economy. So our habits here in Canada, in the US, in Europe, they all impact what's going on in Brazil. It's also important to pressure the government, not only in Brazil, especially in Brazil, but all over the world, to see some changes in that, because we're powerful, but if we have the government support, we can go way further into it.
Awesome. And just lastly, anything else that's important that you want to talk about that I haven't asked about? You can do that now if you like. Anything to add?
It's also important to understand that as much as this impacts us as a global community, it has a deep, deep impact on the indigenous communities that live on this region. Their lifestyle has been severely injured by what's going on there, so it's very important to remember and that there are people that live there and need the forest to survive, and we're impacting that, they might suffer a lot from that.
Amazon stays, Bolsonaro out. Amazon stays, Bolsonaro out. Amazon stays, Bolsonaro out. Amazon stays, Bolsonaro out.
Okay, go ahead.
So it's really important for us, like most of us here are Brazilians, and it's important for us to show the world what is happening in Brazil, because if we don't change like our way of consume, and we don't pressure our governments, like nothing will change. We'll destroy our planet, destroy the Amazon. So it's really important for us to tell the world like that we need. It's sad to say, but we need to boycott Brazil right now. If we don't do a global pressure to Brazil, we'll keep doing this. So it's important for us to boycott Brazilian products, the Brazilian soy, the Brazilian meat. And doing this, like, I'm sure the government will have to change. Like, our economy in Brazil is based on soy and cattle. So if we stop buying it, things will change.
Do you think they'll just put more emphasis on stopping the destruction? I mean, you think by doing that you have them put more of an emphasis on protecting the forest and putting an end to the fires? Can you talk about that a little bit?
So we need to protect the Amazonian forest. Like right now, the south of Amazon is basically destroyed. We have a really destructive agribusiness in Brazil, and it's invading the rest of Amazon, and it's spreading really much. And we need to pressure the Brazilian government. So we need to pressure the Brazilian government to do something about the fires in Amazon. For example, in Bolivia, like Brazil is a way bigger and richer country than Bolivia, but like the Bolivian government is doing a lot to prevent the fires. Like they have the biggest like airplane tank in the world helping and like to help the fires. And in Brazil, we're not doing anything. Like last night, the president of Brazil went on TV just saying that he loves Amazon and that's it. Like, this doesn't change anything. There is no action plan. Nothing has been done to prevent the fire and to stop the fire right now in Brazil.
Então assim, é uma coisa absurda ir contra a Amazônia. É algo que está aí pra gente, não é uma brincadeira. Então assim, recursos são escassos, recursos acabam, se a gente não souber cuidar, o planeta vai ser. Então assim, ver que agora a gente está conseguindo dar voz a essa luta contra as queimadas da Amazônia é uma coisa muito grande.